So first, I think that you like Poland. I see you second time in just 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, but first time in a number of years in Warsaw. So we've been growing very rapidly in Poland, in Gdansk, in Krakow, but we will be opening a new pilot training center in Krakow in September. But as you know, and we've also had the new routes at Warsaw Chopin. But clearly we've been having difficulties with Warsaw Modlin for the last 3 years. Traffic has gone from 3.3 million down to 1.5 million. The good news today is we've now, with the new management in Warsaw Modlin, reached a multi-year growth agreement. We're going to treble the traffic from 1.5 million this year to more than 5 million passengers over the next 5 years by 2030. We're going to base 3 new aircraft in Modlin. So Modlin will grow from 4 to 7 aircraft in the summer of 2026. We're going to open up 10 new routes. So it'll go from the 35 routes today in summer 25 to 45 routes in summer 26. So there's going to be very exciting growth, investment by Ryanair in Modlin. And Modlin have also committed to extending the terminal building, which is what we need if we're going to be able to grow from 1.5, treble traffic from 1.5 to over 5 million in the next 5 years.
Fantastic, but do you not afraid of concurrence in Modlin? Air Arabia is coming there, Wizz Air is planning to come there. There will be enough space for so many aircraft?
Well, I don't think they'll come with many aircraft, whether it's Arabia or Wizz won't come with many aircraft. We'll be there. We have 4 aircraft there today. We will be there with 7 aircraft. But that's one of the reasons why the airport, the row with the airport for recent years is you have to extend the terminal building. We don't have enough space in the terminal building for the kind of growth that Ryanair wants to deliver. But if other airlines want to come to Modlin, we think that's good. The more airlines come to Modlin, the more airlines that use Modlin, the better. It's just most of those airlines won't be able to compete with Ryanair.
Okay. The holidays started, but it didn't start well for you because of French aircraft.
Yeah, ATC strikes. I mean, yet again, we get to June, July every year, and the French go on strike, and they have no reasons for striking. They invent new reasons for striking every year. So last week we had French ATC strikes on Thursday and Friday. They closed 40% of the airspace. And what's unfair about those strikes is the French use minimum service legislation to protect their domestic and short-haul flights in France, but they cancel all the overflights. So Polish flights to Spain, Irish flights to Italy, UK flights to Portugal all get cancelled, while the French are flying around having a great time. And we think that's unfair. It's also in breach of the single market in Europe. And we've called now on Ursula von der Leyen, the president of the Commission, either fix this, protect the overflights, or resign. Because if you're not going to protect or defend the single market, frankly, you serve no purpose and you should quit and let somebody effective be president.
Okay, but the Commission, Europe Commission is not, agree with you?
Well, no, they're not listening at the moment, but I think, we increasingly, all of the airlines now, Lufthansa, Air France, Ryanair, have all called for protecting overflights. And we want to see Europe do so. Europe at the moment is talking about competitiveness, and they've had the Draghi report, and Europe must be more competitive. Well, here's a good starting point. One of the most popular things the Commission could do is to protect overflights. Last Thursday and Friday, we cancelled 400 flights. That was about 70,000 passengers had their flights cancelled because of these overflights. If they had protected overflights, 360 of those 400 aircraft would have been able to fly. We don't need to take off or land in France. We just want the overflights. And we don't need French ATC for overflights.
Okay. It was the only strike planning in this holiday, but there will be?
No, there will be more. I mean, the French air traffic controllers will strike again this week, next week. They will strike through July and probably August. And then they'll stop striking in September once they've all had their holidays. This is what we call recreational striking. They're not striking for more money. They're not striking for better conditions. They're striking because it's the summer and this is what French air traffic controllers do. Fuck off to the beach, while they cancel the flights of millions of European citizens. And the European Commission should be protecting those overflights. And if Ursula von der Leyen can't do that, then she should go. She's useless anyway.
Okay, so let's start for something better news to the
Yes.
travelers. I heard that Ryanair agreed for bigger hand luggage.
Yeah.
What has happened that you agree for this?
Two things. Firstly, the European Commission has defined the rules of what a free carry-on bag is. So they've said it's going to be 40 centimeters by 30 by 20. Our current bag limits are 40 by 30 by 40 by 25 by 20. And we therefore we want to be bigger than the European limits. So we're going to, the Europe has said 40 by 30 by 15. We're currently 40 by 25 by 20, and we're increasing to 40 by 30 by 20, so that our minimum free carry-on bag will be bigger than the European numbers, which means we're increasing our baggage sizers in Poland and across Europe. We'll have that process finished by the end of July. And so from about the 1st of August, passengers will be able to bring a slightly bigger free carry-on bag on board. Will it end baggage fees at gates? No, because some passengers will always try to bring a bigger bag and we keep saying to them, no, there's no issues with bag fees if you just comply with the rules. And the rules are very simple. If you're priority boarding, you paid for 2 bags on board. If you're not priority boarding, you've only paid for 1 bag on board. And if the bag fits in the sizer, it gets on, no issue. If it doesn't fit in the sizer, you pay.
Okay.
But 99.99% of Ryanair passengers comply.
Fantastic. In European Union start working about make the minimum hand luggage about 55 centimeter, 40 centimeter, and I don't know the third number. It's
Yes.
Small luggage.
Mm.
What do you think about this?
Nonsense. That's the proposal that's come from the Parliament. I mean, the Parliament, as usual, the Parliament is full of nut jobs. So every time they come up with some crazy new idea, every passenger will be free to bring 2 bags on board. There isn't enough space on board the aircraft for 2 bags. So you can't bring 2 bags on board. It's an idiotic proposal, but the Parliament loves to play politics. I mean, someday the Parliament will say, everybody should have the right to fly for free all around Europe. Nobody should be paying anything for air travel. Like, they come up with these stupid ideas. None of them work in reality. What we need, safety has to be first. So what we do on Ryanair is 50% of passengers can bring 2 bags, 50% of passengers can only bring 1 bag, because that's all that will fit on the aircraft. And if the European Parliament wants to come up with some crazy idea like, everybody can bring 2 bags or 3 bags or 4 bags, no, you can't, because they don't fit.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Right. What else we need to go through? Growth. The training center in Krakow is currently nearly finished completion, so we'll be opening that in September. Growth in Poland this year is strong. We're heading for just over 18 million passengers to and from Poland this year for a new record number. And with this 5-year growth deal in Modlin, we expect traffic in Poland will rise to about 25 million passengers by 2030.
Amazing.
So as lot gets smaller, Ryanair keeps getting bigger and bigger.
When in Modlin will not be enough space for you, we'll go to Radom?
No. We're going to Chopin. I mean, we have 6, this summer, 12 routes in Chopin. And what we think we'll be able to do now is we'll still grow modestly in Chopin, but most of the really aggressive growth will be in Modlin. But there's enough capacity for us to grow in Chopin and in Modlin for the next number of years.
Okay.
But Modlin will clearly be the center of most of our growth. The great thing with Modlin is, it has a runway, it has a kind of a small terminal building, but that terminal building can be expanded on both sides. And so you can build the great idea of Modlin is that Modlin can expand as the demand for traffic and as the airport grows. The problem we had with the old management team in Modlin is they wouldn't expand the airport building. Politics and now some of that was PPL and some of that was the government and Radom and Central Airports and all those stupid ideas. But the new management team have agreed that they're going to extend the terminal building, which means we can now put up to 8 aircraft. First wave in the morning, there'll be 8 aircraft parked in Modlin and 8 departures at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
All right. Good to see you.
Thank you so much.
Nice to see you again.